Hello, this is Andrew, and this is my play of the day from the 30th of December on a 100-200 blind table. So what have we got here? We've got a jack and a 5 of hearts. Now, straight away, the most eagle-eyed of you will have noticed that all my play of the days so far have been heart-suited cards. I'm not sure why, but I guess it must be my lucky charm or something. Anyway, what have we got here? We have the jack and the 5 of hearts. So all we've really got here is a flush draw, and not much else really. So I'm not really expecting much from these cards at this moment, so all I can really do is just call the blind at the minute. So now we've picked up trips here on the flop. Now what you guys have got to remember is, if you've got 3 of a kind, look at your kicker. So many times I've seen people with weak kickers on 3 of a kind bet hard and lose. Your kicker's got to be strong if you're betting hard. Cause at the minute I've only got a 5 kicker, so it's not a particularly strong kicker. So anyone else with the other jack, more than likely is going to beat it. There's only a 2 or a 3 that I'll beat. Any other card, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 upwards, is going to beat me. So it's a good hand at the minute, but it's not a fantastic hand. So see what everyone else does, and everyone else checks. So I'm just going to do a probe bet here. Now, what a probe bet is probing to see who stays in the hand after a reasonably small bet. I've just bet the blind there, so it's a small bet, and I'm just seeing who will stay in the hand after that bet. So 2 people fold. There's only 1 that stays in. Now we pick up the 4th jack on the turn, which is a very good card there. So I've got 4 jacks here, which is more than likely going to be the best hand on the table. Now, in these kind of situations, it's unlikely that the opponent is actually going to have a jack. So if you've got a high pair, maybe like a pair of queens or something like that, pre-flop, and cards like this come up on turn, more than likely, a lot of the time you will win the hand, because it's unlikely that the other person has got the other jack. I mean, in this instance I have, but it's very unlikely, and with them sort of cards on the table, the other person is going to have the other jack, or whatever card it is in that instance. So with a high pair, you are in a strong position there. Even with a pair of 4s making the full house, you're in a strong position as well. So see what happens here. Now he bets 2,400. Obviously he hasn't got the other jack, because I've got that. It's making me think he has got a pocket pair. That sort of bet, I reckon he has got a highish pair, maybe a pair of 9s, a pair of 10s, something like that. Like I say, with pocket pairs on in these sort of cards, you are still in a reasonably strong position. So I can see why he's bet there, but it's just unfortunate that I've got the other jack in this instance. So we hit a pair of 7s on the river. Now, again, I don't think that card really makes much difference to the hand. I'd call that a bit of a brick of a card. For you that don't know, a brick is a card that makes no difference to anyone's hand at all. So let's see where he bets now. He goes all in. Now I do think he's got a pocket pair that's higher than a 7 now. Again, in them sort of instances, you are most likely to win the hand. Like I say again, it's just very unfortunate that I've got the other jack here. So I know for a fact I'm going to win, and I call that. And well, turns out he only has a pair of 3s. Like I've been saying, to bet like that, you've got to have a pair that's at least higher than the lower pair. preferably higher than the second highest card on the table. So there's a 4 and a 7 there. And he's better with a pair of 3s, which I've got to be honest is a bit stupid really. If we're betting with maybe a pair of 9s, a pair of 10s, like I said, a lot of the time we will win the hand. Again, it's just very unfortunate that I've just picked up this other jack here. I think mainly with a hand like that, you can't make it too obvious. There's a lot of people that just make it too obvious that you've got a really good hand. So playing very subtle is a great way to pick up money. It's just a shame that I've only picked up 13,000 here. But there we are. I'd love to see how you would have played that hand, whether you have played it any different than I would. I'd love to receive your feedback and comments on what you would have